Good afternoon, Satvinder Singh, the ASEAN Secretariat's Deputy Sec-Gen for the ASEAN Economic Community. Sat is a friend and former colleague at MTI. Our gracious host from Netflix, Dean Garfield, and my old friends Moon and Ruben Hattari. Esteemed panelists and all guests tuning in today. Thank you for having me here at the launch of Netflix's sustainability campaign, Southeast Asia Green Screen, The Road to Sustainability. Now more than ever, we need to address the issue of climate change. We are already experiencing the effects of climate change with the growing intensity and magnitude of extreme weather events. In Singapore, we have witnessed such incidents. Patterns like floods, droughts, and heat waves dominate headlines. As a low-lying island state, Singapore is particularly vulnerable to climate change. Temperatures have been rising and rainfall has become more intense. We recently experienced our wettest August in more than 40 years, with flash floods reported across various parts of Singapore. And the impact of climate change is felt across our region. The Global Climate Risk Index 2018 by German watch lists 4 among 10 Southeast Asian states, Myanmar, the Philippines, Vietnam, and Thailand, as the world's most affected countries in terms of fatalities and climate disasters over the last 2 decades. And the Asian Development Bank lists 19 Southeast Asian cities among the world's 25 cities most exposed to sea level rise. Climate change threatens to undermine decades of hard-won development progress in our region. So it is important, it is urgent, and we must face up to this unprecedented challenge. We need to step up to our climate change mitigation measures to help meet our international climate change goals. But beyond climate change and changing weather patterns, sustainability is also key. Air pollution, water scarcity, deforestation, and destruction of coral reefs are just some of the pressing issues affecting our part of the world, not to mention the impact that rapid urbanization and illegal poaching have had on our region's fauna. In Singapore and in ASEAN, we take the challenge of climate change mitigation very seriously. Singapore has launched a variety of sustainability-related initiatives, including most recently, our Singapore Green Plan 2030, which is a whole-of-nation sustainability effort that commits Singapore to ambitious and concrete sectoral targets over the next decade. Our Green Plan builds upon ongoing efforts to fulfill Singapore's obligations under the Paris Agreement and towards achieving the UN's 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda. It also positions us to achieve our long-term net zero emissions as soon as viable. And as a small country, Singapore has limited options for alternative energy like wind and tidal power. Today, we import almost all our energy, mainly natural gas, to generate 95% of our electricity. So under the energy reset pillar of our Green Plan, we aim to use cleaner energy and increase our energy efficiency to lower our carbon footprint. For example, we plan to accelerate our efforts to maximize solar panel deployment across all viable places and sites, including on rooftops, on reservoirs, and other open spaces. We aim to quadruple Singapore's solar energy deployment from 2020 to 1.5 gigawatt peak by 2025. But aside from seeking to promote sustainability in Singapore, we are also working with our regional partners on initiatives across Southeast Asia as sustainability emerges to the forefront of our region's economic agenda. For example, sustainability features as a key component of the ASEAN Economic Blueprint's 2025 midterm review and the ASEAN Comprehensive Recovery Framework. They're a mouthful, so let me break down to you what they are. Well, essentially, they are important multilateral plans that chart ASEAN's way forward and exit strategy from the COVID-19 pandemic, respectively. ASEAN is also moving decisively to advance sustainability. It recently finalized a framework for the circular economy for this ASEAN Economic Community. Again, what does this framework do? Well, simply put, it's a plan to pull our member states together to execute initiatives that will help build sustainable and inclusive growth for our people, our economies, and societies. And there is one quite unique initiative. It's called the ASEAN Catalytic Green Finance Facility. What does it do? Well, it provides loan and technical assistance for green, bankable infrastructure projects in Southeast Asia. In fact, in March 2021, this ACGF, with financing support from the Asian Development Bank and the Green Climate Fund, launched a green recovery program, which will support over 20 green infrastructure projects worth more than $4 billion across Southeast Asia. And this plan is expected to create 340,000 green jobs in key sectors such as sustainable transport, renewable energy, and low carbon agriculture over a 30-year period. ASEAN has also agreed to establish an ASEAN Taxonomy Board and develop an ASEAN Taxonomy for Sustainable Finance. This will serve as an overarching guide for all ASEAN member states. This taxonomy will help to complement what individual states are already doing nationally and provide a common language across ASEAN for sustainable finance. But as committed as the governments of ASEAN are to combating climate change, we simply cannot do it alone. So in order to meet our ambitious sustainability goals, we will need the support of industry players and our key stakeholders. Business and industries that are able to strike a balance between economic growth and sustainability will have a competitive edge. Let me turn to what Singapore is doing in this regard to partner industry. As part of our Research, Innovation and Enterprise Plan, our government will support the development and translation of innovative solutions that are related to sustainability in areas such as clean and renewable energy, the circular economy, and low carbon solutions. Enterprise Singapore also runs open innovation platforms, which bring together various industry stakeholders to come together and develop innovative solutions for challenge statements across various themes. And these themes include resource efficiency, green transport, and zero waste. So if I may, I would like to encourage all of you to take advantage of these opportunities and harness our collective strength to solve critical problem statements for our region and for the industry. Needless to say, climate change is the proverbial challenge of our generation, and we need the full support of all stakeholders, public, private, and people, to help us meet it head on. And so I'm not surprised that for innovative companies like Netflix, climate change is also top of your mind. And you are walking the talk, or should I say screening it, literally on your platform. As the pandemic rages on and people continue to spend much time on Netflix, your influence on millions of viewers across the world will continue to be impactful. The stories you tell on your platform, how you put those stories together, and then later in the hands and screens of your users will be key. And so I look forward to seeing and hearing about the sustainable long-term solutions that Netflix, as well as other companies embarking on similar journeys, will be able to deliver and ship in our region. And I hope that the viewers tuning in today will enjoy and learn from the panel discussions. And I wish the Netflix Southeast Asia Green Screen campaign and all of our friends today the very best in your endeavors. Thank you.